another road to pro. Little voice crack there. So right now, just warming up my back, warming up my lats. Today is the controversial, infamous back day. So with this exercise, I found like a really key thing during this exercise. Not during like this one, but I do hit these later on. This is the pullover. Very great for the back. Probably like top 10 best back machines, but you just got to do them right. So I was messing around with it a bunch. As you can see, I like to experiment a lot with certain exercises, just so I can try to gain as much as I can from it. So we're just hitting the warm up. Might actually stop including warm ups in these, but I do want to show you guys, like, yo, you gotta warm up. You gotta warm up before you actually hit the weight. So, like, yeah, this is me just experimenting, trying to do one arm pullover. Probably better on the cables, but with this, my arm, maybe it's a good thing. Back's getting a little wider, but with this, trying to do the warm arm, pretty difficult because my arm kept getting in the way of the other arm. But I did find that if you do it with one arm, you get a greater stretch. Also, just doing any unilateral movement, any movement where you're using just one side of your body helps with like symmetry a bunch. Because when you do bilateral movements, both of your body parts are going to try to get that weight up, get that weight down. So when you with one arm kind of controlling it a little bit more, helps you lock in, helps you get that better definition, and just makes you look more symmetrical, which is key for a bodybuilding competition, which is what I'm training for now. So now we're doing the T-bar row with the pad. I usually don't do this for my starting set, but I was really feeling it today. Really like, yeah, I'm gonna go hard. No straps, but I do wear straps later on today, and it's not the pink straps. What's cool about Fit Body U is that they actually got they got straps that you can use. It's a really good gym if you're like trying to be a bodybuilder, because like the equipment is a little bit older. They got heavy weights and a good time. So huge tip that I learned from back is just keeping those elbows behind you. So what I try to do is every rep, make sure my elbows are shooting behind me. And what I realize is that gives the back those deep crevices. So when I was first training, I was just kind of trying to get the weight up, trying to complete the rep. Like if I tried to do that, I could probably put like 3-4 plates. But like when we're talking about bodybuilding in specific, like that shit doesn't matter. I always say like how much weight you have when you're talking about bodybuilding doesn't matter. It just doesn't, right? So that's why I'm incorporating a lot of drop sets. I'm incorporating a lot of not super short, but most of these drop sets. So when I'm have the most energy, I put the most weight on. That was the whole point of the warm up, so I can get pumped up, and I can already kind of have my muscles activated, have my brain telling me, yo, we're working out, this is what we're doing. So I'm making sure my arms are shooting behind me, make sure my elbows are shooting behind me. And then going a bit lighter when I feel my form giving. Which doesn't mean like, okay, as soon as you feel your form giving, drop the weight. Like, I would never say that. I'm a big component of, nothing's wrong with doing like a few cheat reps. But when you feel like you can't do any more, that's when you drop the weight. All right, bet I got what? I think I got like 3 by 8 for the first set. Second set, I'm gonna do like 2 by 8, and also just go into failure. So that's another thing that I'm trying to incorporate is just going to failure with each rep, with each set. I do like the pad because I did just do chest, so I didn't want to stretch my chest out too much. Still wanted to have it being recovered from my last chest day. Been working out like 3-4 times a week, really 3 times a week. I'm not even gonna lie. Mainly because work really takes a lot out of me. Like it's not like super demanding physical labor, but I am picking up things that are like 10 pounds to 20 pounds pretty much constantly throughout the entire day. I'm like doing a lot of pulling motion, doing a lot of pushing motion, walking like 20K steps. It's kind of weird. It's like not super labor intensive. Like I'm not like a fucking construction worker, right? But I am like lifting things that are a little heavy, not super heavy, but just a little bit heavy. And then I'm walking a bunch. So it does put a lot of wear on my body, but I enjoy it though. I enjoy it. I enjoy the job, and I enjoy the wear that it puts on my body because it kind of keeps me in that spot where I'm like always tense, where the muscles are always tight. What I dislike is when my muscles aren't tight, which is, I know that sounds kind of weird, but I don't really like when I'm not sore at all. When I'm not sore at all, it's like, all right, we got to hit the gym like ASAP, immediately. I know that goes against maybe like a Mike Mincer type of principle, but I don't know, it just makes me feel like I'm on my shit, what I gotta do to reach the goals that I want. It's like that soreness, that feeling of like, this kind of hurts, that is the reminder, not only to, take your proteins, your vitamins, and all the things that you gotta take, but also that the muscle is growing. It's in the process of growth. And just keeping that principle allowed me to build muscle pretty consistently over time. I think a lot of people peak like at their third year, at their fourth year of training, because they're like, okay, I can lift heavy and I can look good, right? But I think the way you perfect physique, or at least get to a higher stature within training, is when you don't be complacent and you ask yourself, what new things can I incorporate in order to make my training more efficient? And that means drop sets. That means going to failure. Can you do a superset? And just pushing yourself and finding enjoyment into the challenge that comes with the gym. Can I become more symmetrical? Like something I'm focusing on now. Can I become more symmetrical? And that's what's great about having a challenge of a bodybuilding competition, is like you're constantly asking yourself, what are the other guys doing? This is why I love competition, because you can ask yourself, what are the other guys doing? What shots are they putting up that I'm not putting up? And a lot of people would think that, oh, that's you're overdoing it, or oh, you should rest more. And I think even during this set, I was kind of thinking about that, kind of thinking about like what makes you extraordinary in extraordinary. So if we think about people like Kobe Bryant, which is somebody I go to the example with a lot of the times, because that's my favorite basketball player. And I think his mindset was just so great because he was extraordinary amongst extraordinary people. If we think about things like the NBA, everybody in the NBA is extraordinary, right? Everybody in the NBA is top 1% in playing basketball. But what makes that 0.1%? How many times, this was the specific example that I was thinking of, is how many times did people see Kobe Bryant putting up shots after the game, putting up shots before the game, putting up shots in the morning, and think like, you don't got to do all that. You're already Kobe Bryant. You're already in the NBA. You don't got to do all that. But then they play the game, or specifically, they play a game against like maybe a weaker team. Like, why are you putting up all these shots, right? Why are you training so hard? The team we're gonna play is not even that good. Then they actually play the team, and then fourth quarter, it's like 103 to 104, and there's like 10 seconds on the game clock. Now it's like we're all relying on the best guy, right? We're all relying on that training. We're all relying on the shots that you put up that we didn't put up because we thought that the enemy, that the competition was weaker than what we presumed. Right? Training every day like your competition is a little bit ahead of you. Don't underestimate what you have to do for your goal. Overestimate what you have to do for your goal, because if you overestimate what you have to do for your goal, then you will always reach your goal, rather than underestimating, putting in a little bit of less shots. Let's say studying less. There's times I was very undisciplined in high school, so there was times where I had a test that I had to take, and I was like, oh, this is an easy test. I was like kind of smart, so I didn't study that often, and I kind of got so great. So I was like, oh, this is an easy test. And then I actually opened the test, and I'm like, oh, this test is way harder than I thought. Oh, I didn't go over this. Oh, I didn't go over this. Finding out like, oh, snap, this challenge that I have to take is way harder than what I actually trained for. Because truthfully, we never know every single steps that it takes to reach the goal, right? We never know how hard the enemy is going to be, how hard the competition is going to be, how hard the test is going to be. So why not overtrain? Which is a good sermon for overtraining, right? Why not overtrain? I think it's called thinking of like Kobe Bryant putting up all those shots, doing all those things, training so hard, and then somebody in the background's like, dude, we're already in the NBA. Like, this is a weak team we're gonna face. Like, why are you training so hard? And then it's time, it's that moment that makes greatness, and they're like, oh, whoa, now we need you. Now we need you to put up those shots. Now we need you to make that game-winning shots. How many game winners have a player made when they thought like, this team is gonna suck, but I'm just gonna train hard anyways. And then they're like, oh, this is actually what I needed. Like, when I'm on that stage, I don't know anybody on that stage. I don't know who I'm facing. All I have right now is a poster. Right? All I have right now is a poster with the guys who won. But I don't know. Those same guys could be competing again. Let me give it another shot. You just never know what life's gonna throw at you. You never know how hard a challenge is gonna be. That's why you just keep going hard, keep trying your best, And it's also the like, how satisfied are you when you try your best? So if I lose, right? I lose, it's my first bodybuilding competition, so chances are, right? I lose. Statistically, I lose, right? Well, if I'm trying my best, then I'm not that disappointed. I'm going to be disappointed with the loss, but if I try my best, then I was in the gym. I was trying my best. I was trying to get my nutrition. I was trying to drink my protein shakes. I was trying to eat when I didn't want to eat. That makes you at least satisfied with the loss, because you kind of won in your own mind because you knew how much work you were putting in. But right here, this is my favorite exercise. right here. I don't even know what this is called. Isolateral row, something like that. This is like really good for the lats. But I was really trying to get those round boards. That's why I wasn't leaning too closely on the pad. This lift, I was really trying to target my round boards a whole lot. That's what I kind of do week to week. Like one back week, I'll target round boards. Another back week, I'll target lats. I'll still hit the round boards. I'll still hit the lats, but you know what I'm saying? I'll just jump from jump. So like how I said, hopping back on this machine, this is like probably my favorite machine in Fit by You. They just got this. Just doing a little heavier weight. I think I actually lightened the weight. Once again, one of those like moments where you you can do it, but if you want to do it correctly, you just gotta lighten the weight, which I was trying to target my lats more, because I just had that round boy exercise, just had another round boy exercise. Oh my god, it's time to target the lats. And I kind of do them iffy for the beginning set, but at the end I kind of really realized like what you have to do for this exercise, and that's what made it a little bit more complicated, because you have to stretch your lats like all the way behind you, even like behind the neck. If you're in a mirror, this is a great exercise. So if you're in a mirror, because what I would say is, you see that white bar at the top, get that behind your neck, and that like does this crazy stretch in the lats, and then you use that momentum for your round boys at the bottom of the exercise there, and then you hold that, and then you do it again. So that's something I was figuring out, and that's why this rep was so hard, because I was figuring that out as I was doing the exercise. Found out a way how to listen to music while I'm recording, so that's nice. Yeah, maybe not like towards the neck, but like a little behind the head when the neck starts. Yeah, there we go. That one was a good one. But then what happens is you have so much momentum from your lats that you don't target your rhomboids. So just doing an isometric movement at the bottom really like helps it all come together. Even me like looking back on this, I just wish I had lightened the weight a little bit more, just so I can hold that isometric movement at the bottom there. Oh guys, and if you are an OG watcher, I do have like a more spiritual, motivational, self-improvement video up right now. Theories and Illusion. It didn't get like a lot of views, at least to my standards. So check that out if you ever get the time. I liked it a lot. Low dopamine type of videos. I like these like low dopamine type of videos. I am going to be making like some challenge videos coming up. Got a great idea for a challenge series that I'm going to be doing soon, but stay tuned.